Hey guys, Kaido here today with another YouTube video, and very interesting split 2 I've been having at least. So I don't know about you guys, but yeah, the game has pretty much went back to a long time ago where Herald used to spawn at 8 minutes, because if you didn't know, they removed grubs. For the bounty thing, I don't really want to get into it too much. I just want to talk about like jungle, what's good in jungle right now. So objective is now at 8 minutes. This void grubs objective. And they also changed Herald from 16 to 15, and you also don't take the damage debuff anymore, which is really nice. So certain champions just take it a lot faster, like Kha'zix, let's say, and like Karthus just take it extremely very fast, and I think that's so nice for just jungle in general. And because they removed the 6-minute grubs, like how it used to be Drake spawning at 5, then grubs at 6, then again after a few minutes later, and then you have Drake again. Just a lot of fighting. Bruiser jungle is really good in that kind of meta, or just objective meta. But now because they removed the first set of grubs, and now it's 5-minute Drake, then 8-minute grubs. Now it's like there's a bit more downtime just to farm, and just now in that downtime you either just farm your camps or you play to invade. And I actually personally think that champs like Kindred must just be S or S plus tier. If of course you still need champions that work well with her, in lanes. Otherwise she isn't that insane. But I do think Kindred is very much up there. I'm gonna put her S tier actually. I don't know if she's S plus tier, but I do think she's very strong currently. And I'm going to say the same thing for Kha'zix too, another champion that kind of like slower paced games. They don't mind volatility, but they're not strong when there's perma fighting, like instantly strong. Maybe Kindred is at times, but definitely not Kha'zix. He definitely wants to put on his timers and just getting his opportunities. So champs like, Vi, Xin Zhao, Wukong, they aren't as OP. I mean, they're still strong champions, but I don't think they're like necessarily S tier. I still think Viego just a very great champion. I'm gonna put him A tier because he's very flexible. So I'm gonna put S tier, very strong. I think S plus tier is just very OP. I think you can just blind them. And then A tier, just really flexible. Can be pretty much blind pick consistently. I mean, I guess like S plus champs. I mean, A tier champs shouldn't be blind pickable consistently, but like I think for this list in terms of power rankings, because if these champions are given certain conditions, so Kindred is giving good champions like Galio, set up and just ball lane and supports role, or even like silent top, etc., where she's allowed to invade, champion becomes very strong. Kha'zix, if he has a very strong 1v1 and 2v2 mid jungle, and that matters the most, and stable side lanes, he tends to be very strong. He's also very good at the dragon playing game, because he does dragon very fast. And I think champions, so because full clearing will just be stronger now, because you can full clear way more often because there isn't as much fighting over just the shit ton of objectives there were before. I think champs like Hecarim. I think Hecarim is really strong. He does do bad into Kindred, but if you ban it, like your matchups are like pretty chill. Not a lie, you're pretty good into everything. Same thing with Volibear. I think Volibear is still a strong champion. The thing is, if you get counterpicked by like champs like Lilia and say like Karthus. I mean, Karthus is not too bad. I think you will have a rough time. I'm gonna put Graves here. Kindred, Graves, very similar champions, but Kindred has a bit better scaling than Graves. Graves just requires a shit ton of gold just to function, but he can work. Before, I used to put him B tier or even C tier because he just cannot keep up in a perma-fighting game unless he just gets spoon-fed. But now, because he's allowed to clear and actually play off his spikes, I think he's a very strong champion. I'm still gonna put Xin Zhao A tier because this champ is just really cringe. Doesn't really care about farming. He can play. He can still like be a good shit stain, though he's not better. Like in isolation, he's very weak into like a lot of these champions. But grouped up, he can be a lot more useful. I don't know about what's been happening with Gwen, but I don't think she's good in the jungle world anymore. So I'm gonna put her B tier. But maybe there's some weird angle where she can be strong. And I'm gonna put Jarvan also B tier. Because remember, full clearing I think is just a lot stronger, and just playing off specific item spikes, when before all you needed was if you just locked in a Bruiser jungler, bought some HP, got your levels, you just get in there. But now, just playing off item spikes and just playing for yourself is just feels like it's a lot stronger. Same thing with Kane. I'm gonna put Kane because it's a bit slower pace, and now Kane can do a bit more can actually do his thing. I think Kane can be very strong. But Vi B tier. Vi can be very strong if she has good comps for it. Let's say enemy AD decides to lock in a mobile champion and they just don't have enough protection on the dive. You can play like Vi Ari, Vi Aurora, etc. Talon, another champion that should be an A tier. I think just the carry jungling pretty much is back. If you just realize from the tier list, I think carry jungling is just really strong right now. The Fury, still I think this champion is like Giga OP, so S plus tier. Very cringe champion. It's just too useful. I think, well, her first clear just sucks, but she just scales insanely well. So yeah, very annoying champion. Kha'zix, I actually think, is Giga like S tier. Of course, he needs AD laners. I mean, he could be played with AP champions, but if you just give him a Zed, give him an Akshan, give him a Kiana, you know, there's this Kha'zix build that is very OP. There's some guy in North America, Karhus. He plays like Torch, Horizon Focus, Decap, and also these items are getting buffed, Torch and Decap, and also all three items are getting buffed actually, I'm pretty sure. So Kha'zix just becomes very strong. Also next patch, Leandry's getting nerfed. So right now, champs like Brand Lilia and who's the third Leandry's champion? There's another one. Brand Lilia Zyra. These two champs. Right now they're probably fun to play. Maybe they're like A tier, maybe they're B tier, but I think when Leandry's get hits, they're definitely the worst AP champions to play. You should always just play like Kha'zix, even like Echo Elise, because Lich Main is getting buffed. I don't think it's buffed this patch, but it's getting buffed next patch though. So I mean, I shouldn't talk too much about next patch, but yeah, like AP junglers right now, they're all playable, but next patch I think Kha'zix is just the king of AP junglers. Same thing with Fiddle too, I think, is playing this game buff. So again, I should stop talking about next patch. By the way, I'm gonna put Lilia A tier, very great champion. I think Brand and Zara, I mean, definitely are good, but I don't know, I don't suggest playing these champions in solo queue unless like your comp is really good for it. Like Lilia can definitely play for herself, but I think Brand and Zara just needs a lot of setup, so I wouldn't suggest it unless like your comp is really good for it. And like usually B tier when I make tier lists is like they can go up tiers if they are given very good comps. But A tier you can consistently pick just straight up. S tier, I mean, this is all the same thing. You can probably pick it consistently, but they become even more OP if they have, you know, there's certain conditions. And S plus tier, I'm pretty sure you can pretty much pick every game except for Kha'zix because this champion again. You want AD champions. Yi, I don't think Yi does that great in this kind of meta, like where it's like kind of a bit slower pace. Like I feel like before, like you can cheese lots and there's like a lot of fighting angles. You can always like find opportunities, but I feel like now I don't think it's that great. So I'm gonna put in B tier. Maybe he's a lot better in certain games, but yeah. Evelyn is just really bad. I will put Evelyn probably B or A tier next patch, but right now she's still a pretty shit champion. Same with Echo. I think Echo I'll put up a tier also next patch. Make another row because I actually need one. Yeah, D tier. Yeah, we all know what I'm putting D tier. Briar. Warwick, Demented champion, definitely worth the play. Shaco and C tier. I mean, Shaco is very. You have to OTP him to be very good. I think maybe I should make another tier actually. I mean, it's kind of random, but I think if you're an OTP, it can be A plus. So I think, okay, I don't know about A plus, but they can be A tier. So Shaco, Talon, Nidalee, Lee Sin. I mean, you just have to be very good. I don't think you necessarily be, well, kind of OTP, but if you're really good at them, they're very strong. Same with Kiana. If you're very good. Zed, I know Zed is like easy to clear on and stuff, but you actually know how to play the champion in skirmishes and just fighting. It's not like that simple. It's another champion. Well, Zac I think is like B tier. He's probably really good right now. I see a decent amount of Zac players in GM plus. Champ is probably not bad, but the thing is, I think if you're actually good at Zac And you can tell if someone's good at it if they are going proto belts. If they do bombing into proto belts or in just pro belt rush, I don't know if that's good, but I know bombing into pro belt is what the Koreans used to do. There's this Korean Zac player, and it's actually makes Zac a champion in solo queue. So if you play bombing pro belt, this champion is really good. Poppy, very good in situate like if you get counter pick and you counter the draft. So B tier to me. Ivern, I mean this champion has always been S+ tier, so I'm gonna put him up there. Never play Solid Jungle unless like they literally have like you have the best ults in the game. I think Rumble can be good. It's probably not bad. Pantheon also can't be bad. Definitely a good champion. Even though like Volklinger's on his forte, but like he's still a great like setup champion and pressure a lot, so you can play to invade. I'll also remember like invading champions are just strong too. So, you know, a lot of these champions like to invade, and so does Pantheon. So yeah, it's not bad. I think Belith, it's a very, I mean, every jungler knows how annoying it is to versus Belith, but if you're a very good Belith player, this champion is completely disgusting to play. It's probably like Giga S+ tier because this champion has never even dropped like a 55% winner or something above Master, which is like really insane. So I can only imagine what this winner, like if you were good at this champion, what the win rate would be in like other elos. But I mean, most people just don't play a champion well, right? Another champion, Giga A tier plus. Conditional, I mean, this champion's like Vi kind of need to play against a mobile champion to pick them off. Never played Sejuani in solo queue, never played Skarner. Siobhan is terrible. I would never play Rek'Sai. I think this champion is just terrible, especially with the things we just talked about earlier. Maokai, not a good champion. Olaf, I think, can be good. I'm not sure. I think, I mean, like, if Volkman is good, and, like, also you can play for Drake win condition a lot now. I mean, I feel like it's very conditional, too. Like, if they don't pick very high mobility champions and you're able to run them down and you have like Enchanter on your team, especially like Xin Zhao goes up a tier if you have an Enchanter. He's very strong with it. Same with Olaf too. Yeah, these two champions. Dana, if you have Yasuo. Okay, so let's make one more. If Yasuo, A tier. If you have Yasuo and it's actually a good conference, very OP these two champions. But if they don't have Yasuo, I think they're just B tier or even like C tier. They're not that great. They definitely lose or struggle against all of these champions. Diana not as much, but Kha'zix definitely does. Wukong needs to scale a lot, but it's probably not bad if you have a good matchup. It's usually good into like Vi. It's like skill handshake. You can probably play into like Zac. It's probably okay. Definitely against Jarvan. Probably fine into Nocturne. Fine into Viego. Definitely not into like Lilia. Graves, it can go back and forth, but I wouldn't suggest it. Fine into Town, you know. See, Nunu. I think Nunu is very good. I think you're gonna play a G's ganker. I think Nunu's so strong right now. I think he's way stronger than he was before because he's very good at doing Drakes and just like ganking lanes. So, you know, definitely would suggest picking up Nunu. Fiddle, same as like Karthus pretty much. Like these three champions have always been S+ tier, so if you're good at them, you know, they're really OP. Jax, Mundo. I don't think Mundo's a great champ, so I'm just gonna put him C tier. Same with the Mumu. And this is like a mid tier, like mid elo. Like, you can probably play a Mumu or Mundo in lower elo, but like, yeah, I think no. I think Udyr. Oh, but dude, I mean, right now he's probably like A tier. Not a lie. If you're good at the champ. If you're actually good at Udyr, I think he's probably good because again, full clearing, right? Playing for Drakes, probably not bad, and playing for invading. I think invading is really OP right now. So I think Udyr is not bad. Also, yeah, I know I put him in OTP, but if you see some of the OTP Udyrs, they're very special compared to like the higher end ones. So that's all I have to say. Rammus, I mean, he's probably good if you pick full AD. Never seen Teemo in my life. I don't know how Darius is, so I don't want to like rank him. Same with Trundle. Well, yeah. Well, again, like I think Morgana is like Poppy, right? Like if you counter pick and your champion counters their theme of engaging, usually yeah, that's what they counter, then it's probably good. Don't play Mordekaiser. And I think Lee's is not bad if you play well. If you have good lane sorts, you can pick good Lee's. And Jax is only good into like Xin Zhao and like Vi. And like maybe Graves, maybe Kindred. Okay into Viego, possibly. But yeah, this is what I would say my tier list is. If you guys want like any like specific way of how you think the game, like it's just like general like gameplay guide on like how you should play jungle currently, I can make one. Also, I remember I did a post that I was gonna do the Z Masterclass. I think just past the Tuesday that passed, but I realized that the patch was literally like the next day, so I deleted it. And also, so I'm gonna do that like probably in a few days. Same with the Hacker Masterclass, and I'll also do I think the Kha'zix guide. I don't know, it's getting there. It's like there's so much, and it's like I thought it would take me 1 to 2 weeks, but then I realized, my god, like I'm doing like every matchup, individual matchup. There's just like 30 of them, so like it's taking a while for some of them, and I'm also like trying to make it very nice. It talks about tempo, it talks about invading, talks about macro, you know, like just talks about everything you need to know how to play this champion. And I think it's very strong right now, so I would suggest like picking him up. Same with Kindred, but they are very hard. And Kha'zix is a very knowledge champion, and then Kindred is a very, I mean, you need to have good mechanics or you can't win on him. But yeah, either way, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments below, and hope to see you guys next time. And yeah, I think tomorrow's video will be, or day after tomorrow, which should be like either a Kha'zix or Kindred video, and then I should be able to post one of the master classes, and then yeah. By the way, peace.